Thank you for welcoming. Thank you, Chili Labs, for organizing the event. It's really a pleasure to be here. And we were just talking before the event that it's still kind of unusual to be in person, and it's great that those events are happening again. So yeah, before I jump in, I just wanted to say, Max, thanks for the great talk and presentation. And it was great that you went into design process and details, because I'm going to talk more about Printful Design Maker from a product perspective. How do we design those Design Maker features? And so yeah, let's start it off. So most probably, I assume that most of you know what Printful is, but still, Printful is on-demand printing and warehousing company, and we fulfill and ship printed products on behalf of our store owners. And we, as a company, we try to do our best to help our customers, to help them turn their ideas, dreams, and passion about brands and custom products on a high quality, so that they help them to build a reputation and lasting impression. So yeah, my name is Agnese. I've been more than 8 years at Printful, and as you heard in introduction, that I joined Printful when it was still a kind of a huge experiment, and I was the only designer at that time. And today we are a group of more than 30 people. And this group actually involves not only designers, but also developers, testers, project managers, designers, UX research, and also UX writing. So we are a bunch of people together. And one of our core things we do is we own the Printful Design Maker that I'm going to talk about. What else? I studied web design at Milan's design school, and I also gave a try to arts, and I studied new media art in Liepāja, here in Latvia. So yeah, you may ask, so what is Printful Design Maker? When you think about Printful, about custom products, it means that there is a need for design. And you can't really create custom products if you don't have a design, right? And Design Maker is one of Printful core functionalities that's actually within main user flows, and it helps our customers to create custom products. And we build Printful Design Maker keeping in mind that our core audience for Design Maker features are people who have no or very, very limited design experience. And that's what makes our daily work very, very interesting, because we as designers, we are enabling other people to design. And here you can take a quick look how Design Maker looked a couple of years ago. There was only basically one option. You could upload a pre-made file. But today, if you look at the screenshots, then Design Maker has become a competitive, highly advanced design tool. And we are actually facing very, very different UI UX problems, because we can't fit and show all the design features we actually have. And yeah, so I will walk you through 3 main key aspects, how we think and how we build Design Maker. And as a aspect number 1 is that we take our customers' best interest in mind. And what it actually means within Printful context is that in our case, user journey starts within a digital environment. So this means that our customers design great-looking design on a shiny, high-quality screens. But at the end of the customer journey, the user experience ends with a physical product in their or their customer hands. And that means that one of the biggest challenge we have is to make this experience consistent, so that you see a very close representation of design that will be actually manufactured. And I will mention a couple of examples what we've done in order to meet those expectations within those two environments. And here I have a question. How many of you have some kind of print experience or background? All right, good. Quite of many. Before I joined Printful, I was scared from print. It always seemed to me something very, very complicated, and I even skipped any design tasks that were linked to printing, because to me it seemed a very, very complex world, and actually it is. And here you can see on one side just a piece of design. And I hope you can also see what happens when you put that design on a T-shirt. And it all started with a customer feedback saying that they had a different imagination when they put black design on a black T-shirt, because they thought that they will get a very, very subtle print and this kind of great quality feeling, but this is not what actually happens when you print something on a dark garment. And for those specific scenarios, taking into account specific material and specific graphic, we added a so-called lifelike mode that brings the design representation closer to the reality. This is the way how the design is going to be printed. And here what we do actually, we put the choice into our customers' hands, meaning that we do our best job in order to give you the right expectations, and it's up to our customers if they want to proceed or not. But if we wouldn't have this kind of realistic representation, then the very, very final customer experience would be worse. Another example how we try to improve this gap between of digital and physical world is here by taking an example from so-called our all-over print products. In this case, leggings. And here on one side, you can see a template view. And this is what we previously had. And later on, we added this 3D view that you can turn and position your design, and you can see real-time representation. And again, what we heard from our customers was that they really struggled to read this template, because you can imagine if you would like to position some kind of design element in front on these. So the question is, where would you place this design element? And it's kind of tricky. And that's why we came up with an idea to place 3D models that represent one exact size, but you can immediately see how your design is going to line up, where are the seams, how the design is getting together, and you can also try out and find the best design positioning on your own. And this is how we improved the all-over print product designing process. Another story is about our customers who struggled to have files that met minimum print quality requirements. And thanks to our customer support team and also data, we saw that for some reason there are many people who drop off within the design step. And so we started to look into it, try to guess what's happening, what's going on, what are the reasons. And what we figured out that those are the customers who are not really concerned so much about the print quality as such, because they had some kind of very basic files, some kind of older photographies, or some kind of a small screenshot, for example, that was somehow important to them, or were linked to some kind of memory or something. And this is where we, together with our developers, figured out a machine learning-based solution that helps in those cases to scale up this file twice. And machine learning does this magic that it fills in the missing pixels. And that means that the upscaled file doesn't lose its quality, and we help our customers proceed within the flow, and they can create their custom products. And in cases when our developers can't come up with such a magical solutions, we also don't hesitate to say no to our customers, because again, we keep in mind that the end user experience is the one we are like going for, and that's the most important one. And overall, if we look at the data, then we can see that all those safety measures, and all, of course, together with our great working facilities and quality control, help to make our customers happy. The second aspect, so how do we build the Design Maker, is, of course, we are keeping ease of use in mind. And as I said, our main core audience for whom we build those features are the ones who have less design experience. And that means that most often they don't have any kind of pre-made files, they don't have some kind of inspiration. And what we do, we offer lots and lots of free visual resources. Part of them are made in-house, and all of them, all those materials are made according to print and embroidery capabilities. And we not only offer those free assets, but we also try to ease the interaction. And within a couple of clicks, as you can see in this little GIF, you can create your custom product very, very easily. And all those free materials can be customized by many other design features we've built throughout the years. And here is just one of them. This is a pattern tool. We have many other tools like crop tools that comes into my mind first, lots and lots of text features, and many others. And this is just one of examples from our customers. And this composition is actually made out of our free resources. So those are a bunch of clip arts put together in a great design and composition. And all this is possible even if you don't have any kind of materials in advance. And and the last point is that we build our Design Maker tool with expansion in mind. And that means that we try to take a look also, like we zoom out and take a look at Printful's customer journey as a whole. And we try to see like which are the steps we can help from the design perspective in order to help our customers succeed. And based on our Design Maker for products, we have actually built a whole design tool ecosystem, we call it. And for example, we have made our own logo maker, because logo is one of the first steps you as a store owner actually face, because you start to build your brand. And that means you need a logo. and following the same design maker features and functionalities, we tried to make it extremely easily so that you can just select your look and feel, and then we offer you pre-made templates that you can customize and proceed with a ready logo within a couple of minutes. Next tool we built 1.5 years ago is a Promo Maker. And the Promo Maker is a tool that actually helps our customers to create promotional materials. Because once you create a custom product, you put it in your store. So next thing you need to do is to promote your products. And in order to ease this step in our customer journey, we created Promo Maker that is again very similar, but with another outcome. And here you can import your product designs you made with a design maker, and you can proceed with the promos. And the last thing, a custom markup maker that you can see here also in the little GIF. It's a tool that helps our customers to create custom markups. That's how we call them. And those are product representations. And this again comes from customer journey and customer feedback, because what we heard that the standard markups we provide actually make a little challenge for those store owners who are competing, for example, in a marketplace. Because that's the listing where you can see many custom products, but most of them have the same visual representation markups. And we made this markup tool in order to help our customers to create custom markups, unique markups, so that they can align those visualizations to their brand and, again, be unique and stand out in a competition. Yeah, and I will end up with a customer feedback that was as a little gift for the whole design team by the end of last year, when we announced some kind of latest news in our Facebook Insiders group, like just posting some kind of updates. Then one of our customers said, "Who needs a Photoshop if you have Printful?" Thank you.
Guys, I forgot to mention that Agnese also has a gift for the best questions, so don't be shy and prepare your questions now. Yeah, you feel free to ask them.
Yes.
Why do you show the design process with the actual product in the backgrounds? Do you see the needs for some users to clearly separate the working canvas where they work and the 3D environment where they might want to see the product maybe in 3D even, which I know you support?
Yeah. Could you rephrase it?
Do you see the need for separation of the designing process and the preview of the design, the end result, not combining them together at the same time, which you do with the background image and the working area, but have a separation? Yeah,
it depends on a product, and it depends also on the product techniques complexity. So there are times when we can't, let's say, allow our customers to design on a 3D, like if that is what you meant. Yeah, yeah, because there are technical complexities why we can't do that.
So you allow switching between both depending on the product?
So, for example, you can design straight on a T-shirt, but you can't design straight on leggings, for example. It varies on a product and technique.
Yeah, you mentioned that you design with the ease of use in mind. Maybe you can share what is your approach of measuring ease of use?
Ease of use, how quickly you can design, like what time it takes to come up with a design, and of course how many products you can create, because design is one of the main barriers in our customer journey, because not only like how quickly you can put things together, but also like if we can help somehow and inspire our customers to come up with a design. And this is, for example, what we do with our free assets I mentioned. And we offer, for example, not only clip arts and some kind of standalone elements, but we offer ready compositions that you can customize. And that's what we noticed, that speeds up the whole process and kind of helps our customers to have this starting point that you can customize and proceed with a final product much more faster.
Correctly, is it designed, published products per user? It's like your success rate for the user to use?
Not only, of course, not only.
Okay. How hard was it to adapt the design maker, the image, to be exactly the same as the final result? Maybe you can share maybe some tricks about the printing on dark fabrics.
Yeah.
Because I guess you wanted to mention it, but you did not. Because if you go back to that slide, you can see a difference in the images.
Yeah.
So maybe you can advise why the image on the shirt is lighter.
So the first question was how difficult it is to align a design.
The final result with the markup that we see on the screen.
It is kind of a technical challenge. And throughout the years building all those features, we have failed several times. For example, when we built a pattern tool, we had some technical issues because it seemed that you have a pattern tool like within the designing step, but when it comes to manufacturing, there is no pattern tool. And it is like from technical perspective, it is a kind of a challenge to match exactly. Like, for example, here on a screen, what are those coordinates? Where are you designing? And then after we have to match exactly the design that will be generated in a print file that goes straight to the manufacturing process.
Okay, but maybe you can answer why the image is lighter.
Yeah, why the image is lighter? It's because in a print there is a white underbase for specific combinations of color of the garment and color of the design. In some cases there is no underbase, but in some cases there is, and those cases when there is a white underbase, it's because it helps that color to stand out more. For example, in this case, if we would think more about some kind of brighter colors, then most often there is a white underbase, and this is like a print technique. This specific case, it's also a question of taste, because we would like to see this graphic without a white underbase, but when it goes to print, there are presets that put this white underbase. And that's according to the printing processes. But if we, especially some kind of creatives, would think about this graphic, then we would vote that this graphic would look much better without this kind of a fading effect.
Yeah, so that was the second part. Maybe I wanted to suggest, because you had these pop-up messages that saying that your design is not looking good. So for these kinds of situations, you don't have any pop-ups. And it means that the image, for example, if you place a more complicated image, it will be just washed out because of the white underbase.
Yeah, there is a little circle that once you put this graphic and we recognize that there will be white underbase applied, then this little rounded element pops up, explaining why this preview is changing. Okay. So this is happening, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there was one more question.
How to analyze user needs? So in order to add a new instruments tools for your maker.
We at Printful, we are very, very lucky because we have very active and open customers who share their feedback a lot. And first of all, we receive basically a daily feedback from our customer support team. We have lots of different channels where every day we receive some kind of feature requests. What else? Some kind of feedbacks. We have this Facebook insiders group. We have many channels. Through them, we have basically daily customer feedback we can work with.
Sorry, so it's happening like naturally, so it's just about the customers, or you somehow like encourage them to share some feedback?
Yeah, for example, we have emails like sending some kind of surveys. So that's what we do intentionally. We proactively we are asking for a feedback. That's one thing, and for example, from Facebook's insider group or from customer support or feature request page, this feedback comes naturally back.
Since users are able to upload any material on the t-shirt, like upload the image and print on it. So how do you solve the problems when there might be copyright issue?
We have a solution for that. We have a content check within the process. Yeah.
So is it the AI or any other tool that analyzes that?
Like partly, like 50-50 AI, 50 manual.
And how are you letting them know that they might break the law?
Those orders are put on hold. So basically we stop.
Yeah, yes, you occasionally add new products to the maker, right? And can you share how much time does it take? Like you add new product, you need to test it, you need to print it, you need to understand that you failed at something, you need to do it again. And how long is this process and how much you waste of the material?
Oh, we do lots of we call it manufacturing tests, and that's what we after wear ourselves. And how long does it take to build those features?
So from like an idea of like initial implementation to the actual satisfactory product.
So at Printful, for Design Maker, a huge project would take about 6 months. That's a huge project. So we try to ship our features as fast as possible, because that's the only way how we can make sure many things. For example, also in terms of interaction, and Design Maker is highly interactive, and that sometimes also makes the design work quite challenging, because even if we make prototypes, we have noticed that those that are highly interactive sometimes don't bring up the issues that we notice when we launch the feature. And that means that we would need to invest much more time in prototyping that we choose not to do, but we rather speed up the process, and we try to launch this feature as quick as possible, because then the customer will be in its natural environment. There will be a much more natural use case and interaction that will help us discover all those issues much faster.
So you said the feedback is coming in like organically, but how do you kind of decide on which kind of a feature you want to build? Because let's be honest, sometimes what people say is not what they need. And so, and has there been a case where you kind of launch a feature and then later on you just realize it's not, that people are not using it and you just cancel it?
Yeah. So how do we decide on a feature to build? There are again many aspects that come together. So one thing is customer feedback. The other thing is, for example, also a product category for that we are building. Like that goes aligned with also our company's goals. Like what are the product categories we are focusing on, for example, this year? Which are the products we would like to somehow promote? And so we are thinking about design features that are the ones that will help to design specifically on those products, for example. And there are many more aspects. And have we launched something that later on turned to be not so like popular? I would need to think a little bit, but of course, there have been features that we hoped for more, but it wasn't the case, and like what we haven't done is that we really don't take out those features. We leave them, but for example, we don't invest in them. For example, we after some time, when we see that it's not the case that we thought, we stop iterating on them. So we turn our focus somewhere else instead.
So one last question, and it's time already. Yeah, please.
But are you planning, maybe you have already this feature, the augmented reality experience? So is it already available, or are you planning? So I really don't know.
Yeah, actually we launched very recently in cooperation with a Shopify, because that's a feature that's available on our store owner, like storefront side, for the end buying customers. What we provide those 3D mockups for them to push to the storefront, and once those 3D models are available on Shopify stores, then you can use this augmented reality. So that's kind of a very new feature, and we launched it in cooperation with Shopify.
But what about, for example, if you just hold your phone next to the T-shirt and then you can see the imprinted version? So it's something like this?
It's something like this, but on a storefront, not within the Printful like designing steps or whatsoever. It's available once you launch that product to your store.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.